It's full night. I am alone inside the big mountains of sand. There is a light, but I'm not able to see anything. I like to go and discover, and at the same time, I'm afraid. It's so exciting because it's something like the big battle between the forces of evil and the good. I'm really scared. At this point, I usually wake up. I was 7 years old when my mother bought an encyclopedia for me. I was very excited. And when we arrived at home, among these 12 volumes, I chose the orange one. It was about geography, and I started to live through like I was looking for something. Suddenly, I opened the page speaking about the big Saudi Arabia kingdom, and there was a picture with a Bedouin riding a camel in this sweeping view of soft sand. I made a painting representing the big desert of Rub al-Khali, the empty quarter. I went to show the drawing to my mother and I said to her, "Hey mom, when your son will be an old man, it will be the first man able to cross the empty quarter desert." It was 1974, and from that moment, my last thought before sleeping and my first after waking up is in that desert. This is the last part of empty quarter. 19 kilometers from here is Saudi border. Opposite to the sun, there are 1,200 kilometers, only sand dunes. Walking in the desert sand is very hard. The main problem is that you can walk and disappear and die, like in a field of quicksand. So the secret of the desert is that on sand you have to be sand. I have to belong to the sand. This desert is a big mystery. Nobody knows what is really inside. It could be thousands of caves where the sand is in balance. It's like the hand, you know? You see, disappear immediately. I know Sheikh Ahmed from 2009, and I'm very happy to come in Sinai Desert to meet him, because it's not only a matter of training, but to stay together like a brother in the desert. Sheikh Ahmed, what do you think if we organize something like that? I could cross coast to coast Sinai, also Sinai Peninsula, I don't know, from sea to sea, coast
from
to
the
coast.
Gulf to Gulf.
Gulf to Gulf.
Also for us, we never heard someone he crossed, because the first time he crossed from the Gulf to the Gulf, Sinai Desert, Prophet Moses. But you say you want to do this in July. In July, this will be 50 degrees in the desert, and in Ramadan too. And no drink from the sunrise to sunset. And if you accept to do it, we inshallah organize to you.
Okay.
Don't forget you do this in Ramadan, and also there's a special message to people to sabr, patience.
صبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
صبر. صبر مهم. الصبر في الصحراء مهم، لأن الإنسان بدون صبر مشكلة كبيرة. لازم يكون في صبر. بعد الخروج الجديد إن شاء الله هنروح في الخريطة دي لليمن، هنا نجران، هنا هنروح كده بعد الربع الخالي.
إن شاء الله.
الربع الخالي. But I think nobody cross the Rubع الخالي?
No, nobody.
Nobody.
Only, I tell you. If empty quarter has never been crossed, means that there is something that prevents only to think about it. So this gives to me the biggest force and strength ever, because in my heart I say, if you are able to think about it and saying is impossible, I feel that I can do it. بالقليل has been crossed من صلالة إلى قطر with Bedouin tracks, a lot of camels, with all the tracks. Then a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. But I try من هنا لنجران.
From نجران to
Liwa Oasis. In the middle, على طول.
to the قصر السراب.
قصر السراب.
أيوة.
إن شاء الله.
في الإمارات.
In the first 300 kilometers, I will be followed by 2 jeeps. Then I will jump into something completely new for everyone, for approximately 300 or 400 kilometers. There I will face the desert alone, but I'm ready for it, because I train myself to be able to resist with a little water and food. Then, if everything will be fine, I will meet again the jeeps, to walk again for almost 500 kilometers. I feel that I'm not alone. I go there for a mission. Something like that God told to me, go. So I have to go. I'm okay.
أنت بتحب الصحراء؟
أيوة.
طيب so for example if I ask you now if you are in the desert you like to be clever or lucky?
As for me, if I have to make a choice, I prefer to be lucky.
Lucky?
Yes. I know that in the desert, if you use mind, you lose. You die. We can say that I have to be lucky, but it's the lucky that belongs to the heart. So when you do something that you feel, you will never make a mistake, because you feel that is the right way.
But why always I see you keep a little bit water with you? I don't see your bottle empty.
Because I will never know if I'm able to arrive until I really arrive. So this small quantity of water could be, for me, the difference between life and death.
You know why I ask you this question? Because I know some Bedouin always keep some water with them. They say the water carry you, you are not carrying the water.
We have to forget of techniques we have learned in sport because we are in the desert. We have to learn all secrets from the animals of the desert. They are the teachers. If you see a goat, a camel or a gazelle, they work totally different because of the terrain. So we have to do like them. On the rock, we have to image to be a rock. It's something linked with the feeling, you know? You feel and you see and you discover. When I am alone in the desert, I don't think at all. Because when you are in some section of desert where it's not able to arrive, I don't know, the signal of a mobile phone, is also impossible that arrive some thoughts from other people. And in that location, it's very easy stop to think about something. For the first time in your life, you stop to create something from the mind, and for the first time, you receive something from the universe, from God, from whatever is that one man is believing in that moment.
All the prophets, Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, Prophet Moses alayhi salam, and Jesus alayhi salam spent most of the time in the desert. And the desert not so easy, you know. They need a special person, someone has enough sabr, not just sabr. Sabr from inside, and القوة من الداخل.
القوة من الداخل. The force within.
أيوة.
Yes. Sometimes during my desert exploration, I'm very fascinated to discover some sites or some ruins belongs to the old Egypt.
طبعا موجودين في وادي المغارة، وهنا في صورة بتمثل مغارة الفيروز، وفي زي ما احنا شايفين 2 من الحرس الفرعوني، وفي النص في بدوي كان بياخد فيروز، فتعرض للقتل من قبل جنود الفراعنة اللي كانوا موجودين في ايام حتشبسوت.
I didn't want to sleep at all when I was a child. Also nowadays I don't want to sleep. I sleep very few hours, usually 3-4 hours. But I didn't want to sleep because I wanted to understand what's happened when we are going to sleep, especially in the night. Why we have to sleep in the night? And so I was trying to go to sleep, searching to be awake. I was sleeping with my eyes open, waiting that something happened that bring me in the dream. So it's always been natural for me to discover and always ask myself, why? Why we sleep? Why we die? And in the desert I found a lot of answers.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Life is a big mystery. You can be a believer or not, but I think that God has placed all around us. And in the desert you can hear His voice. I was in the Oman desert 6 or 7 years ago, and at that time of my life I had everything, but I was yet missing something to feel myself complete. And in that desert, that something happened, and I made my final decision that would allow me to feel myself completely belong to the land of the desert. So I went immediately to a mosque, and I became a Muslim. After 40 minutes walking, we reached Sarbit al-Khadim. These are the ruins of the temple of Hathor, the goddess of joy, love and motherhood. In the middle of nowhere, we were surrounded by ancient history. When you discover something that only few people saw before you, your heart is full of happiness. 4,000 years. It's incredible. That not belongs to human being. It's different. It's very big. It's a big face. Sono 3-4 mesi che non la vedo.
Siete qua?
Sorpresa!
Ciao! Sei qua! Oh, vado! Ciao! Bene dai! Bene bene! Che bello vedere! È così, la vita. C'è da fare, ho cambiato la vita. Adesso così. In carrozzina devo fare. Things. Ho la gamba nuova.
Ti serve una mano?
No, no, grande spesso.
If I have to say something and describe my mother in one word, I say my mother is love.
Massimiliano è grande, ha tante cose. Tante volte lo sentivo che è talmente grande vicino che mi sentivo piccolina io. Mi sentivo io piccola vicino a lui. Vuol dire che l'energia ne aveva tanta di più.
Also, with the presence of my mother, I was always alone when I was a child because of our family situation. I don't know who is my father, for instance. So the man that I was calling father was very far from me. No hugs, no touches at all. But this made me a very strong child.
È nato grande, aveva quasi 4 kg, no? Lui 7 mesi camminava. Poi era ben messo anche.
I remember for sure that I was different from other children because I was able to see something that other children weren't able to see. Light, energy.
Io sento dalle mani, perché io sono pranoterapeuta, sento più calore ancora, che lui mi fa aumentare ancora di più.
E da te ho preso anche la forza che mi permette, forza fisica proprio, perché tu sei sempre stata forte. I feel myself very lucky because I became immediately strong in order to be ready to receive something important from the life that I understood only in the several years. My way of training has been developed in several years because I start as athlete, as a sportsman, so with very strong training and sacrifice myself in a different way. One of the most hard training for me has been walking and running in the mountain in winter in the snow, because the snow is something like the sand. Every step you can go down with your leg up half leg, you know. So it's very hard.
الو
جميل.
اهلا وسهلا يا حبيبي.
Do you have some news?
تواصلنا مع الجهات الرسمية كوننا احنا شركة مرخصة بتنفيذ مثل هذه الفعاليات، فكان رد الجهات المختصة أن الربع الخالي بالذات نسبة المخاطرة فيه تكاد تكون نسبة 1000%، فيكون له اشتراطات خاصة بتأمين المشاركين بالفعاليات هذه.
Before starting any kind of desert exploration, I don't do anything special. I simply cover my head to protect me from the sun, and I put some tapes around my foot fingers in order to prevent any kind of laceration.
So this is the map of Sinai Desert. So we are here now. You see, Hammam Pharaon. Hammam Pharaon did this the way which Moses across the sea from Egypt to Sinai. So our trip or our tour around the desert start from the Gulf to the Gulf of Suez to the Gulf of Aqaba. So we do this like this in the middle of Sinai Desert. The Moses way, we cross all the Jabal T, Tia Plateau, Jabal Ijma, Wadi Zalaga, in Mohammed to finish in Nuweiba.
Come kilo? How many kilometers?
240 kilometers.
So, فالنبدأ.
لا لا يا الخيزرانة في الهوى ميلوكي، لا لا والميلوكي ما لا تروح معاكي.
احنا في انتظار ماكس انه يوصل. طبعا احنا على مسافة 5 كيلو من ماكس، وهو بحاول انه يعدي او يعبر صحراء سيناء من خليج السويس لخليج العقبه، واحنا في انتظاره ان شاء الله.
لا رمضان
شارحين بالمعيز.
من أين أنت؟
من أنا من الحتة دي، جيت العرب ذل منهم.
صغيرة. واو ما شاء الله.
الله جاي دربي صدق بدي أرجع بخاطر.
بس أنا سلف دربي؟
صايم أنت.
عليكم السلام، كيف حالك؟
الله شوف رجال ذا لازم يمشي معاه بالدربي بيمشي رجلي.
عبيان ولا خفت. الدربية.
لا مش عليه، انت عارف هذول ما بيركبش خالص.
يا ساتر.
والله برجلي غير شوف
بروح من وين خبزوني هاطر.
مأكد.
اسم الله علم. اسم الله هتغاط.
Why she ask you why you cross the desert in Ramadan? Why in Ramadan?
هو هذا واش في رمضان. ما تركبوا طيب ما فيش حاجة سورة.
Because Ramadan I have to.
الحين تركبوا له قدام ها.
Like a prophet.
She say there is a easy way, highway.
تركبوا له قدام. تركبوا على طرقي.
It's because Allah said to me to do it.
بيقولوا هو كل ما يمشي في الصحراء ربنا بدي صبر.
صايم.
صايم. ايوه ياخذ 40 ساعة بس.
When I met some Bedouins in the desert, they always welcome me. At the same time, they don't believe that I'm here walking and running, crossing the desert.
لا والنار شابة في ثيابي وانا حي، لا نادوا حبيبي يطفي النار عني. You do Ramadan, so when you feel really you get thirsty and you need to drink, so in the desert just you can have 2 stones like that, you know, smaller stones like that, and to put under your tongue.
Yes.
So and keep it, so it will make you you feel good with the water. So and it's allowed to do this in Ramadan.
If I am very, very tired and I want to sleep, and I say, why? What? You cannot sleep if you are in the middle of empty quarter desert and is full of snakes. You cannot sleep. So I developed this way of make a small nap, sleeping nap of 5 minutes, also 1 minute, or walking, sleeping. When I pray in the desert, it is like to create a music that bring harmony with all the nature.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
I needed to find God, and I found Him in the silence of the desert. The first time I came here, I was in a state of grace. I sit like a solitary animal, seeing nothing, hearing nothing. I just want to close my eyes without thinking and sleep. I live for a while, but I always have to return back.
إحساس من غير ما أعرف إنه عدى. استنينا كثير. فده إحساس الصحراء، يعني مرة أنت بتحس بالصحراء بتبقى عارف الوقت فيها. People say this guy coming to study in the desert because old people in the desert say the experience come from the desert. Everything in the desert, but you need someone to understand what the desert says or what the deserts give you.
Desert give you not what you ask, but what you need. When you are in the middle of thousands of sand dunes, which is the best way? The best way is not the way that you are searching for. The best way is the way that arrives to you. When you think that this is the best road, the best way, you are a loser. You have to wait the information arrive. It's totally opposite from what we do in ordinary life.
Hello. أيوة. I am waiting you now. Where you are? Okay. So now just you come straight and you will find me in the canyon. Yeah, because, okay, I prepared the breakfast just now. 20 minutes we have our breakfast.
It was very difficult to me to reach Sheikh Ahmed if I didn't have a satellite phone, because after all the day walking, running without water for Ramadan and food, really was losing my way, and it's the first time I use it. I always were in desert alone. Now hopefully we will have iftar together and then waiting for just a little moonlight, I will continue my trip following Prophet Musa tracks in order to arrive on the other side of the coast.
You know, one time when you walk, I come behind you and it was dark and I hear you telling something from the Quran. What you say?
Yeah, because I feel something like a jinn.
A jinn?
Especially when you are totally alone, you start to see the jinn, to hear the jinn. 3 years ago, happened in a desert during the night that was something or someone that was pushing me, was saying to me, go in this direction, go in that direction. I didn't know what I had to do. I only tried to understand if I was hallucinated, if it was a dream. But with a strong faith, everything was over. And in that case, I usually say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. This genetic laboratory in Florence is studying my DNA to understand how I can survive easily in extreme conditions in the desert.
Adesso che il campione è qui, noi facciamo l'estrazione del DNA e poi il campione estratto lo amplifichiamo. Max ha raggiunto il nostro laboratorio dove è stato estratto il campione di saliva. Questo poi è stato sottoposto ad un'analisi di estrazione e quantizzazione. Dopo di ciò è stato amplificato con una reazione di PCR. I prodotti di questa reazione di PCR sono stati poi caricati all'interno di un genome analyzer, che è una macchina che si occupa appunto della lettura delle sequenze di DNA. Dopodiché abbiamo ottenuto questi dati della sequenza di varie porzioni del DNA. È un caso molto raro il fatto che una persona evidenzi dei punteggi così bassi in tutte le aree analizzate. Tu hai dei bassi livelli ematici di cortisolo. Avendo questi bassi livelli, chiaramente hai una particolare predisposizione a assorbire lo stress. È stato possibile anche identificare quello che potrebbe essere il suo ideale profilo, no, di allenamento, proprio per cercare di spostare questi suoi limiti sempre più avanti.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
جميل.
أهلا وسهلا.
كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله الله يحفظكم.
الحمد لله. I prepared a list of materials. At least it's the first time that one man alone wants to cross the longest diagonal in the middle of empty quarter. So when you try to do something for the first time, all the problems arrive daily and you have to solve them before starting to succeed at the first attempt. Then all this for at least 20-25 days.
Okay.
And the most important thing is that we have to move to have a meeting with the Prince of Najran.
تمام.
We need absolutely permission.
You know, when I drive the car, I saw you running over the stones. It was not so difficult for you?
Sina'i is one of the most difficult deserts because you enter, you don't know where to go. You know, for me that I don't follow.
Also for me to help you, to show you the ways, you know, because also with my car I have to go around and you cut. Always you
I found you in front of me, you know, because as you say, Sinai is really
It's difficult.
special desert.
But when I cut, I'm not always sure to arrive in the same point.
In summertime, it's better to walk during the night because it's colder, and during the day it's better to walk very slow, or you can also stop on the shadow because the quantity of water and the stress for your body in that section of time is too strong. You lost a lot of energy. While in the night you can cover 80 kilometers only in the night.
Our driver, he told me Max Calderon make more kilometer in the day, not in the night. We thought that it's opposite, you know. You feel something when you are fasting, or?
For sure, when you are fasting, you become stronger. Why? Because you start your search to find more force, more strength within you. You start to find something that you never was thinking to have.
Nobody passed before you there. You feel somebody has been there before you, or you think you are the first one cross from there, or what you're feeling?
I feel that I am the first man that is crossing that section of desert. But I feel also that thousands years ago, someone else was
Thousands years
yes,
ago. Wow.
Thousands was in the same place. But this is a very strong feeling. After so many kilometers under the sun and the sand, I wash my hand, my feet. I prepare myself with voodoo for prayer time. It could be all Sina from Malarish up to Ras Muhammad.
Okay, it's for the camel rise and camel stop with Max Calderon here.
Yes.
أيوة.
Yes. We can do it. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
الثلاجة البدوي.
In a iftar moment, you really understand the value of water, of fruit, after a long period of deprivation. You smell that here was the land of big prophets. You smell is in the air. You feel that there is something special here. It's a good energy of big prophets that they were chosen by God. If we look at the history of our big prophets, they were men that spent most of their time in the desert. You know, Moses 40 years or Jesus 40 days fighting the devil. And also the Prophet Muhammad also spent a lot of time in the desert from Medina to Mecca. You know, it's something very natural. Our origin is from the desert.
After all the running, so this is the last meal for us today.
Inshallah.
And for you to have a rest,
Hmm.
and then continue to our goal, to the sea. So what do you think of this road this time? It's different from your running over the world?
Mm. This time was full of a different location. There was open space, rocks, oasis, canyon. Was so beautiful as itinerary.
Now you remind me time of Moses when he got lost with the Jewish 40 years, you know. Now I understand why they got lost and where they spent the time of them, you know. Because when I saw all the canyons and all the mountain and all the desert, really could be they got lost for 40 years. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السحور. احنا عملنا الأكل شوية بدوي، فول بالطماطم ودي خيار. الخيار دي كويس عشان ايه؟ عشان العطش. Look, Max, I am, you know, already 24 years. I'm in the desert, but now you do this and you are fasting, you know, in Ramadan time. So it's mean also you run all the days from the sunrise to sunset without water. Really, in the beginning, when you called me and you told me you will be here in Ramadan time, I'm worried about that because especially in the desert, you see today 44 degrees, so it's really hot, and you are without water, without nothing. I don't know how you continue without drinking. I think you have enough patience because sabr, you know, in the desert, it is special things, you know. I know a lot of people sometimes they go to the desert and they don't have a patience, they die, you know.
I started that my first goal was to be patient, to be calm and quiet and able to wait. No losing mind, no losing control, no became nervous or something like that. The first word that I learned in Arabic language inside the desert was al-sabr, the patience. A Bedouin said to me, the only thing that you need to know is sabr. Without sabr, no crossing desert. And was also the first surah of Al-Quran Al-Karim that I learned during that days.
But why you choose to do this in Ramadan? There is something in Ramadan, special things?
When you do something with sacrifice in a holy period or in a very religious period, because people is praying more than other days, is thinking more to charity, to God, the meaning is totally different because you add the sacrifice to sacrifice. And also it could be an example that nothing can stop you because there is a limit, because you cannot drink from morning to evening, for instance. If you are not able to sacrifice yourself, sometimes with some small, deprivation, how you could be able to go beyond bigger difficulties? Without sacrifice, you cannot reach any goal in your life. After so many kilometers of sand, finally I'm approaching to the sea. I feel the smell, I'm happy.
Son of the desert, ابن الصحراء. Bravo. Wash your face with that.
No.
Yeah? Oh, bah.
حاولنا احنا تأمين المتطلبات السلامة اللي طلبتها وزارة الداخلية للمحافظة على سلامة المرافقين للرحلة. اتضح أن هذه المتطلبات غير موجودة وغير مهيئة في المملكة لعدم أسبقية أي شخص أو جهة نفذت فعاليات مثل هذه الفعالية.
What I am now is what I wanted to be. Everything that has happened in my life has been something that has completed my way to be a man, able to go inside in the empty quarter desert. There, I will not need nothing at all. Because everything will happen at the end of the story, you will be totally alone. We born alone and we will die alone. You only need one thing, to believe, to strongly believe in something. Because the strong belief is the only thing that nobody can destroy. When you are a child, you have your dreams. Then the people around you is going to destroy your dream because they want to condition your thoughts. Nobody has the right to stop your dream. It's your dream. That means that it belongs to your soul. Nobody can permit to fight your soul. That's the only reason because we could feel ourselves happy in this life.
بقول بسألك يا ماكس عن أمور الدنيا شنهن. قال لنشر عباتي وصلي الفرض ومن قبله سنة. قال بوصيك يا ماكس عن الصحاري ابعد عنا. قال لا عدي الربع الخالي وقول الإنسان عدى منه.
Everything that I did in my life and any kind of a choice I made was only for that desert. This desert is my passion, my air. I sacrificed my life to be able to cross it. You have to love the sand, you have to love the desert, but in the true way. It means that you have to be ready to accept that your life could stop here.